like how... Oh! Absolutely! He's out!
An arm lock, he'll break his arm. He's going to snap his arm.
Today is going to be a bang because we are bringing two big names of martial arts to the test, featuring a Shaolin Kung Fu master known for their unbeatable reflexes, facing a karate master whose lightning-fast kicks can make anyone collapse. Who will beat who? Let's find out by judging some of these remarkable matches in history. Game 1. The new generation kickboxing tournaments always came up with a knack of thrill. This time in 2015, it featured a grand clash of Japanese karate background fighter Yuichiro Nagashima facing off against Shaolin Kung Fu master named Yi Long. Both players already had a popular name in the MMAs. Players' history. Yi Long, an expert fighter, is also an active practitioner of Wushu and was born in Dezhou, Shandong. Meanwhile, our 31-year-old Japanese karate master, Yuichiro Nagashima, was born in Nishinomiya, Hyogo. He began his karate training in high school, although initially he wanted to become a wrestler by heart. However, due to his shorter height, he decided to focus on his karate training instead. He was popular in MMAs due to his iconic cosplay outfits. Round begins. As the game started, both fighters entered the ring, following a great round of applause. In the first few seconds of the match, Yi Long managed to weaken Nagashima with a bunch of punches, accompanied by excited cheers from the audience. It seemed like Yi Long had most of his fans in the crowd, but who knew the Japanese fighter wasn't going to stay silent for long? Nagashima came up with a powerful punch that caused Yi Long to fall, leaving our Kung Fu master a bit dizzy. The second round began with a more intense atmosphere. Our Shaolin monk maintained his momentum and dominated until Nagashima needed medical treatment for a forehead injury. Judging by the fact that Yi Long continued to dominate at different points in the game, the referee ended the match in a draw. Interestingly, the audience didn't find the game disappointing, as this is what martial art is. Game 2. Next up, we have a suspenseful but exciting match featuring a Kung Fu master versus a karate black belt. In this kickboxing tournament, both fighters are evenly matched in terms of physique. Our karate black belt steps into the ring in his traditional gi, while the Kung Fu master sports a red and black uniform. Match begins. The moment the referee started the match, the karate master launched his signature kick, messing up with his opponent's headgear. This sudden move caused the referee to temporarily halt the match. As soon as the fight resumed, the Kung Fu fighter, with his fierce spirit, began landing punches on the karate master. One powerful blow dislodged the karate master's mouthguard, causing the referee to pause the round again. These frequent halts maintained the audience's curiosity, keeping them engaged throughout the match. Both fighters kept exchanging blows in a back-and-forth battle. In the end, the referee declared the karate fighter as the winner. Game 3. The Australian National Champion event arranged a match featuring a Shaolin Kung Fu master against a karate fighter. The interesting twist in this event was that technical sparring touch or contact wasn't allowed, meaning no direct contact at all. Match begins. The match begins with the small but careful attacks of the fighters. The strikes continued for a few seconds, showing off their amazing skills. The karate black belt delivered smooth, gliding kicks, while the impressive hand reflexes of the Shaolin master really carried the game. In the end, the referee declared the karate black belt as the winner. But who knew that messing with a Shaolin monk isn't in our rules? A year later, our Kung Fu practitioner was again brought up against the karate black belt. This time, the physique didn't seem balanced, as the Kung Fu master had a smaller stature and was at a disadvantage against his karate opponent. Unexpectedly, the Kung Fu master managed to stay dominant in the duel, aggressively pushing the karate master back. Finally, the Kung Fu master with his extraordinary skills was declared the winner. Game 4. Let's move to our next match, featuring our Chinese Shaolin Kung Fu master and a black belt in karate and taekwondo. Match begins. The game began with respectful bows from both players. The Shaolin master seemed very confident, smoothly handling the karate master's moves and kicks. Each reflex from the Shaolin master left the audience in shock. Now, it was the Shaolin monk's turn to showcase his Kung Fu kicks. Unbelievably, the karate fighter skillfully dodged each of the monk's attacks. The match was filled with intense competition and suspense. Both experts continued to deliver competitive attacks, ultimately leading to a thrilling draw at the end of the match. Game 5. Real martial arts enthusiasts remember when Felix Lee faced off against the legendary Ken Shamrock from Team Royce. Yep, it's time to bring the match that introduced the world with one of the amazing defensive techniques against a karate master. Player's history. Felix Lee Mitchell is an aggressive fighter with a strong background in Shaolin Kung Fu. He originally belongs to Nashville, Tennessee. His name might sound new to you, as he was a player in the unpopular days of UFC. However, 30-year-old Ken Shamrock from Lockford, California, was known for his exceptional grappling skills and expertise in karate. Match begins. The game started with very hard moves from Shamrock. The competition was very intense, as Mitchell was making very good use of the fence, preventing the takedowns. Felix's grip towards the fence was very strong. It left the audience in awe, seeing him with this unique defensive technique. After 7 minutes of hard work, Shamrock finally took down Mitchell. The karate master Shamrock won the match and qualified for the finals, but had a severe ankle injury and received treatment after the match. Game 6. MMA has arranged many competitive matches between martial art experts. One of the biggest names that many martial art enthusiasts remember in good words is Royce Gracie. Although the amazing fighter was known for his Brazilian jiu-jitsu, he was a good player of karate too. This is the quarterfinals match of UFC 2, when Royce faced an OG player of Kung Fu named Jason DeLucia. Match begins. As soon as the match began, Jason ultimately took Royce down on the ground, but interestingly Royce flipped a reverse card on Jason, rolling him to the ground instead. The audience's cheers here were satisfying. Royce got rid of Jason's grip by breaking his arm, and finally, as expected, he was the winner. According to the commenters, Gracie was well aware of Jason's moves and was doing his best to prevent them. Game 7. Moving further with UFC, how can we forget Carlos Condit versus Dan Hardy? Player's history. Dan Hardy was one of the most famous fighters of UFC's welterweight division. He went to China specifically for his Shaolin Kung Fu training. The fighter originally belonged to England, whereas our karate master, Carlos Condit, proved himself as a true fighter of mixed martial arts. He was originally from New Mexico. Match begins. Unexpectedly, this duel was a game of seconds for karate master Carlos Condit. Sadly, Dan Hardy couldn't handle the powerful punches of Carlos, and ultimately in the very first round, he got knocked out. Game 8. This fight was much remembered by the fans, as it allowed full contact between the competitors. Match begins. The game started with a very sudden attack of our bald Kung Fu master. With this amazing move, the karate master couldn't control his aggressiveness and landed 2 powerful punches to his opponent's face. Both fighters continued to exchange much powerful blows, and the competition remained intense throughout the game. As the time ended, the referee decaled the match a draw. Game 9. Bringing back our Shaolin Kung Fu master Yi Long. Back to the spotlight. This time he faces a karate master named Yong Jin Min. Match begins. Yi Long started the match with his unbeatable skills, knocking off Yong Jin Min in the first 2 blows. These deadly attacks of Yi Long literally left the audience in shock. The second round only lasted a minute, leaving Yong Jin Min in despair. The relentless attacks of Yi Long humiliated Yong Jin Min in front of his very own fans. Yi Long was declared as the winner, while Yong Jin Min gained worldwide sympathy after the tournament. Judging by these matches, it's clear that our Shaolin monks aren't a small thing to mess with. But this wasn't the end. Hit that sub button to learn about the times when Shaolin monks carried the UFC with their exceptional fights,